class is in session and the Brofessor is in. What's happening, y'all? We have finally the Midweek Champion Prizewall. I finally got it out to you. I was afraid there might be a moment coming, and I bet there probably will be still, but I figured I might as well get this going now. And to the people, and what you will notice is, first off, in the store, you will notice there is now a Prizewall tab specifically for all of your Prizewalls. So that, along with the strap filter update and the metal slider bar, that's the word. All great updates from Scopely lately. Very happy and excited to see all of that. So let's break down the Prizewall as we do month by month. The number one thing we always do is shout out to the J Nasty Booty. Thank you so much, as always, for your help. Number two on this is effing wait. Wait until the end of the month to get all the things that you need. Or if you know exactly what you need, make sure that it is that nothing else comes out later, which is why I always tell you to wait. You never know if a moment is going to make its way into the game for this and make its way onto the Prizewall. And last but not least, as always, we say number three, make sure you do what's best for your rooster. That is your roster. So make sure it's going to make your rooster better. Feed it the good things that it needs. Pick the right things off the Prizewall, and you will be better next month than you are from this month. So those are the three things that we always have to get out of the way first. All right, so what are we going to do? Is we're going to try to break this down into some of the things that you can get from this Prizewall that are really, really good with which to get. Things to consider for this month. So first thing to consider, and they're rather cheap on here, this is the number one thing. It depends on where you are in the contest, right? So I'm going to say this is a 1A, is getting the remaining shards that you might need. If you are 50 or 100 away from either Bailey or Bret Hart, you can get the shards right there. It's something that you should consider. You probably have already bought them already, but definitely something to think about. Do keep in mind that there is still a week and a half to go. You are effing waiting, as of course. So something to think about, to take into your calculations if you are close, that you might actually need to spend 400 or 500 of these Prizewall medallions on one of these two superstars. That being said, after that one, that's the first, that's sort of the 1A. And then after that, we're going to do what we usually do. I spelled it incorrectly for this. I don't care what you heard about me, but we're talking about the PGMP, plates, gears, moments, and then we'll talk posters and shards, right? That's how we value what it is we're getting off of Prizewalls, okay? So first things first, things that are of really good value that we can put sort of on the same page, right? In that 1B, something that you should try to save a little for to have afterwards is going to be the zombie returns of the American Nightmare moment. This one right here helps a lot of different zombies from last year. So if you use any zombies from last year, speaking of zombies from last year, they all get a little bit better with that moment. And that moment is actually really important for several of them because it is a universal moment. So it is something to think about if you have been collecting last year's zombies, or you got a lot of them last year but didn't get this moment. This moment probably ain't coming back for another 6 months when we get back to the zombie outbreak, which we usually get in March, April. So again, this is going to be the 1B. This is going to be the 1A down here. Very important just to sort of get those out of the way first. And then the 1C of things, this is more what things that you might be able or wanting to save a little bit for, that are sort of out of the norm, out of the sort of possibility. And as I said, I usually don't go after straps very early, but in this case, with how important a ultimate modern striker type of, this is where you need to go check out your, we need a modern striker. Modern striker, that is a gem strap. We need a modern striker move strap. That's modern striker, modern striker, modern striker. So the new Bailey, who needs move damage, keep this in mind, right? You want to hope to get a 100% move damage strap, so that way if you are going after the new Bailey, that you are able to get that type of a strap. That's going to make a huge difference on her. Now, again, that is if you are going to try and grab her. That is sort of something else that I wanted to keep in your mind. 3 things that you should probably save up for, or at least put some coins to the side, is the shards for this year's zombies, for the moment, and for that strap. Okay, so now that all of that is out of the way, let's go over all of the things that you should probably be going after on this prize wall. Cool, cool. The number 2 on this prize wall, and it's only number 2 in terms of like saving. So after the savings ones, this is really sort of like, if you already have all this stuff, if you're not going to go after all of this stuff, this really is the number 1 thing on here. It's actually not you. It's actually you, right? It's getting some of these gears of last year's superstars. So this one right here with the gear, with the moment and all the other things, this Tusos is amazing. And it's something that y'all should go after. If you haven't seen my video, I know Zorro just came out with a video recently for it as well. Also, it's something that you need. If you can get this and the moment, Tusos is going to smack for you. Speaking of people that smack with the moment, is also the gear for the underdog from the underworld, right? So the first thing that you should really think about is getting some of the gears of past superstars that you are going to use, gears that make them better. This gear makes him better, so that might be one to think about. This gear makes him an absolute monster, and it made him a monster last year, and now with new plates and things, also makes Rey Mysterio an absolute monster as well too, right? So those are 4 gears that you might want to think about. The rest of the gears in here are on a different tier. Gears with tiers. This gear is also really good for Becky 2 Bites if you like using her with her different setups, even like with the sub setup. The sub setup smacks if you don't mind using a sub, but this is also part of that category. So Becky's gear and the Tusos gear and Sammy's gear, you can get yourself Cody's gear. Cody's gear would be at the bottom of the list for me of these gears that I'm pointing out first. After that level of gears are gone, the gears that are then going to be very worthwhile for you, very rare character, Shawn Michaels Spring Outbreak, but that is another gear that you can get if you like using Bianca Belair. This is a good gear to have her all the way up to about 6-star silver. At 6 gold, you're going to need a Veer plate to get the most out of her, but still very effective. And then after that, you can sort of pick and choose. None of these gears make them outstanding, but all of these gears are useful for them, whether that's Ripley, McIntyre, or The Undertaker. Lashley's gear, best looking gear in the game, is going to go to the Triple H Spring Outbreak gear. I think this is overpriced considering how Lashley has not scaled with the new meta of things. So I think you're better off getting other gears other than Lashley, but that's entirely up to you. I wouldn't waste any of your prize wall money on these gears. None of them are actually necessary to make them, and you probably won't use any of them in that fashion. So I wouldn't use any of those. Those are the gears that I would sort of recommend in the number 1 category. All right, after that, we're going to move, and this one really is up to you. For me, the number 2, after we get rid of all the things you probably should be saving for, is probably going to be other moments, right? This is your chance to pick up on moments that are good. Try to go after universal moments. So moments that if you have a lot of the superstars in them that work on all game modes, those are also very good to pick up right here. So the 7th Anniversary Champions one is good. If you use anybody within the NXT from last year or 2 years ago, time has slowed down for me. Another really good moment is getting that NXT arrival moment. And beyond that, the moments in here, if you still haven't gotten yourself the Miz moment, check out my videos about the different characters in there and how much better they get. But after that, there are no other moments in here that I think are game-changing or defining in here. This is where I would sort of spend for moments sort of afterwards. Again, this one is good on solo, but you need other things to make solo great. This is good on the Acolytes and Ministry Taker. If you use them, then that's a moment that you're going to want to get. This one's great on Sheamus. If you're not using Sheamus, then there's no reason to grab that sort of at the moment. So again, it depends on whom you're using. So make sure when you click on these, look at the moment. How many superstars do you have? And do you have the game mode with which you're going to use them? I believe this one's a showdown game mode. Are you actually going to use them in showdown or not? Ask those questions of yourself as you look at the moments that are in there. But beyond the couple that I mentioned, this is why I think this is probably where you would go with your number 2, 3 sort of questions right here, is after you've picked up the gears that you want to use and possibly one of the moments that you might like to get, then you'd want to come in and grab some titles. And now that straps are genderless, you have a much better chance then of getting yourself a legendary strap for a legendary female, for example, that you would want to get, whether that's gem damage or whether those are move damage. Maybe this is your first time through and you don't have any good blue Fury medals. This is a chance for you to get those as well too. I would go straps over medals, but that depends on your rooster. And I think all of these are ultimate moves and medals. Yeah. And so this one up here, that's also a gem strap. Cool. After that, it's basically embedded into the moments and the titles is the econ that you can get if you wanted to get moment coins with whatever last bit that you have. But in reality, this midweek championship prize wall might change. And if there is a moment that makes its way onto this prize wall, then that shoots itself up to the top of the bros list because it probably will only be available during zombie months or zombie events. So it's going to be a little bit rarer and something that you should probably think about getting. But if that's not the case, then this is your chance to get some gears, especially some of the gears of last year's zombies, to get that zombie moment, which is also really important for their benefit and for the damage that you would like to do. And then you can worry about getting other moments or gears and things like that. So thanks for coming to class. Let me know what you're going to get, what you're aiming for on this midweek prize wall in the comments. And I'll catch you all the next time we do class. Brofessor out.